This video is about building a filter report. Compared to a normal add, edit, update application, a filter report has two applications. So you basically have your report application and then you have your filter application. So in your report application you will be building the form, and then from that form you will send the parameters to the filter application, and that will be sent back to the report, which will receive it then in a stored procedure and then basically show your result. So report application, filter application is quite simple. That just passes the parameters on again in a redirect. The report application will have two basic parts, or three basic parts. The first part is your form. So in your form you will have all your edit boxes and a button, and then basically that is filtered by date or by name or by surname or whatever you want to filter by. You're going to fill in here. The form is going to send it up to your filter application, which is going to send it back into your report application. The next thing in the filter application, which is very specific, that is different to a normal add, edit, update application, is using a stored procedure. So you're going to call a stored procedure that is going to filter all these parameters that you've just sent through on the tables or whatever you need to do to show your result. So your stored procedure is going to show all your parameters that you have basically sent through from the other side. So that's why it's sending it back, to show all your parameters. It's going to execute, and finally your application is going to have a table where you're going to show all the fields of the filtered data. So that is the basic structure of a report application. So you basically have your report with a form in it where you've got all the parameters that you're going to search on. You can have call a stored procedure that's going to use these parameters that are coming back from the filter application, and that is going to result in a table that is going to show at the end of it. Now there is an additional feature that you can add into this, and that is adding a landing page. Because technically if I'm sitting on my menu at the top there and I call my menu item and it calls my report directly, I can send through one or two starter parameters, like sending a little squiggly in there if I wanted to have a squiggly in there or something like that. But let's say for instance I want to filter on last month's date. So I want to always start, when I come from the menu, start my report showing it the first of last month to the last day of last month. I can't do that on my menu, because on my menu the parameters can only be fixed values. It cannot be specific or dynamic values. So for that I will basically take my menu, point it to a landing application, which is in effect a fancy filter application. So this here will have either an SQL or something like that that's going to draw the data that I want in these parameters. It's going to do my parameters that I need to do and then redirect to my report. So in that case, if I will go from my menu to my landing page will do my SQL for me, and the SQL will say get date -1, get date +1, whatever, convert it to the right format and set it as parameters and send it through to my report. In that case I can preset certain values within my form as if it's a fancy filter thing. Now something to remember when you work with navbacks, we all know from my report back to my filter that will be a navback of 2, because I'm going 1, 2, I'm going back. My navback on my landing page must then be 1, so that my report doesn't end up, I don't have my landing page and then my report. So my landing page has a navback of 1 on the landing page, which will then let my report end up on that side. Okay, so that is the basics of a filter application compared to an add, edit, update application.